Hello everybody, this is Afro DJ Mac, and I got another free weekly Ableton Live rack for you. This one's created from a sample of a muted old dirty trumpet, courtesy of our friend JMDG. He supplied us with some samples from this trumpet a few weeks back, and he put a mute on the trumpet this time. And it's given us this really nice, interesting trumpet sound, which I'll let you hear in its natural state. And I've done a few things to weird it out for us. So I'm going to open up our rack here so you can see what we have. First we have our samples, which you can take a nice look at here. So, I don't know, like 7 or 8 samples, 7 here. And here's the different ones as we scroll through. All listed here. So, first thing I've done is I put a reverb here, which actually comes a little later in the chain, but I'll go and order the knobs. So the reverb, just to give you some nice space. Okay, next I've gone into the filter and sampler and just put a low pass filter on. But I wanted to mimic that kind of movement that the trumpeter would use with the mute, which you can do by just kind of wiggling the knob. Next, we go inside the modulation part to create a tremolo. So this LFO here is just controlling the volume. So as I turn the tremolo depth, you'll see it's affecting our, amount for the volume right here. And as we play around with the rate, it's affecting the LFO rate. I have it set to a square wave just because I wanted it to be a little jumpy, nothing smooth. So one of my goals here with this rack is to just kind of make everything wild and crazy, go from this nice clean trumpet to something sort of not so. And this is the first step. So you got some tremolo. I'm going to skip to the last macro before I get into the FM oscillators. But basically what this one does is you'll notice it as you turn it, the reverse button comes on. So that reverses the samples. That's that sample played in reverse. Here's normal. So you get a cool reversing effect, a swell. As you turn that knob up more, you'll notice our ping pong delay turns on. So which then adds some nice space. So now when we keep this up, we get a reversed trumpet with some ping pong delay. So this sort of starts creating some nice spaced out pads. And they almost sound like violins way up high. Kind of interesting how that works. And as you play around with the different octaves here, you get some funny things that start to happen real high. And same thing when you get really low. Maybe not that low. Yeah, that sounds like a monster growling. Pretty cool. So let's get to our FM oscillator. So what we have here is your sampler's FM oscillators turned on, and we have a knob to control the volume, which you'll see right here, moving along, volume. The wave, so it picks out which wave we're going to use, and then also the coarse tuning. So what happens here, so we have our coarse tune all the way down. Let's put it at 1, nice and That adds in some nice harmonics, sounds more like a synth, and you can play around with the different waves here. And in real time too, which is kind of fun. Gives some crazy morphing sounds. And we can also play around with the tuning of that. So which creates some fun effects. What I like to do, and I've been getting a real kick out of, is turning the octave all the way up, for instance. Okay. Maybe not that high. I'm making these crazy noises by playing around with these knobs here. Also, if you go way down low, some cool things start to happen there too. So I'm playing on like the lower octaves of the keyboard, which you'll see here, which again create our like growling monster sound. But now I'm modulating it with a higher tuned FM oscillator here. Let's work that in. We'll reverse that, turn on some reverb, and play around. Now, I think this makes some nice kind of soundscape sort of things to play around with. Pretty cool considering it came from a trumpet. So, you know, that's basically the gist of this thing. Something that's kind of cool, I think, if you turn your FM wave all the way up and your volume all the way up, you basically get a white noise generator, which you can mess around with our effects here. And it makes all sorts of crazy sounds, or of course, you can go to the more traditional. But we like to make noise. So thank you very much to JMDG for, you know, letting us have these samples. Really appreciate it. Go check his stuff out. Say thanks. Give him a virtual high five. And thanks again for stopping by, and I will see you next week. Take care.